Hello, my marvellous sausages. We're into the last week of Rites of the Nine, and we've got the Palooza week. There's a few things I just wanted to have a chat with you about, really, and see what you thought about it all. First of all, we've got extra loot dropping from all of the dungeons. So that's the Spire of the Watcher, the Ghost of the Deep, and the Prophecy. They all offer bonuses and bonus currencies as well, because don't forget, we've got these nonary engrams, okay, which is these here. Now, for me, the best use of these nonary engrams is to go and buy... Not the nonary engrams, nonary manifolds, is to buy the nonary engrams. Here we are, look, from old Orinia herself. I can't afford them because they're 350 each and I haven't got enough. So, well, that's the first thing. So it's up to you, of course. You can spend them here in the chest. But now you probably are aware as well, okay, that we've got an extra super secret special room. What has opened up at the top of the spire here. So let me just jump up to the top of the spire. Here, here's the Ghost of the Deep one. That hit me right in the nuts. So here we are, right at the very top. One thing I want to point out, though, you know the reward chest that you get for completing each dungeon? This one is for the Prophecy. That one down there is for the Ghost of the Deep, and the first one's for Spire of the Watcher. You can still only open one of these once a week per account. So there's only 3 awards here, so these aren't multiplying. But and I know we get drops, extra drops from the actual dungeons themselves. But down here, we've got something rather intriguing. Also, we've got an absolute butt ton of chests down here, and I thought, oh, this is really cool. I'm gonna get to open all of these and have a huge loot-a-palooza of loot. But I gotta be honest, right? I opened the first one, and I got like a normal weapon out of it. I opened the adept one, got nothing out of it. And then it changed to saying all of this. Now, perhaps somebody could explain to me what's going on here, because I can't seem to find anything to explain actually what's going on with it. Each of these is a different weapon, of course. But these require 325 nonary manifolds to actually open, which means you're going to have to be earning a shed loads of nonaries if you want to get these open. And you have to have earned the adept as well to get these open as well. Now, these might be time limited. I'm not too sure. Let me check that. Hang on. No, I've just been having a little read through this, and it's a bit of a mystery how this all works, because sometimes it's sucking off your manifolds and not giving you anything for it. I know I've got certain adepts I've definitely had. Oh, look, so there we are. There's an adept one I can earn, look, which is the thingy epitaph doodah. So I can open that one. I haven't acquired that one. So it maybe the nature of how you actually get the adept is what's locking these off, so you can't open them. I can get that one. Look, there we go. That's the, what you call it, you know, oh, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it. It's the machine gun. Anyway, yeah, so I can open that one. I can't open that one. Yeah, so it seems, of course, you do have to have had them drop in a certain way. I mean, I wonder if that's from an actual boss, or it's actually out in the world within the dungeon itself. So it's a little bit confusing, but what I was a little bit, I thought we would have had, would have it not eating our nonary manifold so much, because I've been using mine to get the nonary engrams, which I think is by far and away the best thing at the moment, because particularly with the weapons changing and the different types of weapons changing, I'm kind of... It's stopped me being enthused on grabbing these weapons, even though a good roll with these will probably still be a good roll when Edge of Fate comes. Because look, they're saying like an adept is going to be kind of like a tier 3 in Edge of Fate. So tier 4s and tier 5s are going to be epic. Now, another thing you might have noticed, we've got this Mystikos quest, okay? Which means you're going to complete all 3 Rite of the 9 dungeons, so that's Deep, Watch, Spire, and Prophecy, on Eternity mode before the next daily reset. My stupid brain read that as Explorer mode, so foolishly, I ran Ghost of the Deep last night and came back in and went, oh, it hasn't done it, and then I realized it says Eternity mode. So make sure if you're going to do this, you're running it on Eternity mode for God's sake. Don't completely waste your time like I did by running it on Explorer. And the gist of all this, of course, is that we don't have a match-made Eternity mode, which I think we could have had. I don't think Eternity is too difficult for going in with people if you don't want to have comms, because that's the issue, I suppose, isn't it? Because the mechanics are pretty similar. I know there's a few extra little bits thrown in Eternity, but it would have been quite nice for that to be match-made, so people don't have to go into the LFG to try and get this completed if they don't have teammates. Do you know what I mean? So... the fact that we can't really do this solo, or not solo, but we can't do it through LFG or matchmaking, You can do it through LFG. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? You just got to kind of hope and wait. And I just don't like LFG. I'd rather it just be match made in the game. Ultimatum, I can completely understand. But for this, I think Eternity, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we could get away with matchmaking at that kind of level? I think we could. Now, people have been wondering, why the bloody hell do I need to do this gauntlet then? Because... and I've heard through the grapevine, I haven't completed it. If you could confirm it in comments, that would be fantastic as well. You get one nonary manifold. Not a nonary engram, nonary manifold. You know, the currency that you need 350 of to buy one engram. So that's what you get for it. But it seems that this entire thing, you can see here running the gauntlet there, this can be used to replace doing one of these, because some of them are a bit gittish. Because you can see, look, there's 10 of them all together, but we've only got 9 to get the eternal title. Okay, so you could say to yourself, well, let's have a little look here. What don't I want to do? What's that? It's prophecy. A lot of people don't want to do Ghost of the Deep, for example. Earn gold scores for each of the encounters in Ghost of the Deep. So you don't have to complete that one, you can just complete that one. Or you don't want to do ultimatum mode on Ghost of the Deep, which who can blame you, then you can have the running the gauntlet one to replace that one there. So what that's going to give you a chance of doing is omitting one of the more nightmarish triumphs here if you're hunting the eternal title, which some people are, of course. Not bothering myself, I don't particularly go for titles, but there we go. That's why this is important. You don't actually get any extra gear from it or anything like that. It's quite worth looking as well at the gold scores for prophecy and for ghosts and for Spyro the Watcher. Look, you're going to get an emblem for doing each one of those. You kind of want to do all of those. And if I were to recommend it, I do Aspire and I do Prophecy, because Deep is quite long-winded. Don't forget as well, you've got all 9 of the movies here. These are all little movies that you can watch to give you, well, I think basically each one of them illustrates a member of the 9. And I also want to point out too that the drops that you do get from running the Eternity is showering you in loot, apparently. So if you're after loot, that's the best way to do it. Personally, I'd keep your manifolds for getting the nonary engrams, because some of these ornamental stuff and all the goodies that you can get through these engrams are really worth it. Because people are saying on the final bosses they're getting 5 to 6 weapon drops as well. So it's pretty goddamn good for gear. So that's the way to do it. It's just a shame you have to go into LFG to do it if you don't have any chums on hand. It would have been nice if there's a bit of an explorer as well. In fact, I've actually heard some people are saying that we've got the Daybreak active, which means that you get an extra boost to your ability recharges. And a lot of people are saying that this doesn't seem to be working on Explorer mode. But Explorer mode's probably a little bit redundant now in this last week if you want to try and make the best of everything. And when you do come in here to Eternity, don't forget, look, you don't have to go outside to see Orin. You can actually come in here and use her as a vendor there as well. Very, very handy. Let me know in the comments what you think about Rite of the Nine then. What do you think about this Palooza at the end and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you're interested, I'm doing a stream tonight. I'm doing a Destiny stream tonight. I haven't done one for ages. Well, a couple of weeks anyway. And I'm going to be doing a bit of a vault clear. So if you want to come and watch me do a vault clear and give me advice as to what I should and shouldn't get rid of, come and pop along. I'm not saying I'm going to listen to you, mind. I'm probably only going to delete one out of the 685 I've got. Anyway, folks, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I shall speak to you all again very soon. A sausage, star horse. I mean, Earth. Look, he snorts from his gob. Go on, give us a snort again. He doesn't appear to have space undercarriage either.